My name is Johanna Zamora, and my topic is homeostasis. Homeostasis is a set of self-regulatory phenomena that lead to the maintenance of constancy in the properties and compositions of the internal environment of an organism. Homeostasis refers to the psychological process by which organisms maintain constant and balanced physical and chemical factors in their internal environment. Internal environment is environment surrounding cells, tissue fluid, physical factors, temperature, blood pressure, and osmotic pressure. Chemical factors, pH, dilute concentration of sugar and salt in blood and tissue fluid. Any variation from normal condition will initiate homeostatic reaction. A series of correction mechanisms will act to restore the physical and chemical composition of the fluids to normal conditions. First mechanism of to regulate the content whether an ion is present internal and excrete or expelled excess whether and salts, mineral and urine. The two mechanisms. Temperature regulation. Third mechanism: defense through which the body protects your body attacks. Anything or foreign agent can invade the body.
Fluctuations in the internal and external environments are constant for living organisms. The body responds to these fluctuations by a process called homeostasis, the process of maintaining a relatively stable internal environment. We will look at fluctuations in blood glucose levels as an example of homeostasis. You are studying for a biology exam, about to review the chapter on cellular respiration, and decide you need a little extra energy. You consume an entire 32-ounce bottle of soda, approximately 1 liter. Your mid-study snack contained 100 grams of sugar and 400 calories. At first, you might have a burst of energy, but 30 minutes later, you begin to feel lightheaded and can't seem to keep your eyes open or your mind from wandering. What happened? To understand this unexpected result, we'll explore how your metabolism can get out of balance and how your body works to bring it back to normal. The cells of your body are fueled by glucose molecules that travel throughout your body in the bloodstream. Because glucose is so important, your body responds to fluctuations in blood glucose levels to maintain stable levels through homeostasis. After consuming food, the mouth and stomach begin the process of mechanical and chemical digestion. The partially digested food moves from the stomach to the small intestine, where larger molecules are further broken down. Smaller molecules, like the monosaccharides, glucose and fructose, are absorbed by the cells lining the intestine. Glucose results in a lower spike in blood glucose. Complex carbohydrates, like those found in healthier snacks, take longer to digest, so glucose is slower to enter the bloodstream. Homeostasis of blood glucose levels is more easily maintained because the drastic changes to glucose concentrations are diminished, without feelings of hunger or fatigue. The hunger experienced during bouts of low blood sugar, in addition to disrupting short-term homeostasis, can be a contributing factor to overeating and long-term problems like obesity. Glucose is also taken up by adipose cells during the spike in blood glucose and can be converted into fat. This, along with exaggerated portion size, sedentary lifestyles, and poor nutritional choices, are contributors to the worldwide obesity epidemic. By consuming more calories from natural sources containing complex carbohydrates, your body can maintain homeostasis of blood glucose levels more effectively. This can reduce your risk of gaining weight and improve your overall health. It can even help you keep focused while studying for that important biology exam.
Applications in medicine. part of a homeostatic control system. Receptors act to detect any change. D. A control center, define change. C. A mechanism that triggers appropriate corrective actions. D. Effectors execute the corrective action. Positive feedback. They are usually self-limiting and universal mechanisms. A stimulus produces a response that influences the original change. They increase if a factor because it will continue to increase, or its reduction due to decline protein. There are examples in the body. Control mechanisms in heart rate. If pumping blood decreases, blood pressure decreases to less blood to research the heart, causing protein decrease pump. Mechanism of hormonal bill control, regulation of oxytocin. Mechanism of hormonal control of milk injection, oxytocin regulation. Negative feedback. Main control mechanism of stimulus produces a response that counteracts reducing its effect. In other words, the increase of a factor because its reduction to return to normal levels. Among the many examples of negative feedback in the body we find mechanisms of thermoregulation maintain the temperature. Most of the systems that regulate the release of hormones, reset level of ADH, regulating mechanisms, respiratory,
When your body temperature starts to rise or fall, a special team of nerves and hormones, called a feedback system, sends a warning to the hypothalamus. Modi made this thing to show how feedback works. When the water level gets too high, he opens the valve at the bottom to let some out. If there's too little water, he adds more to keep the water at just the right level. The feedback systems in your body behave in much the same way. Most feedback is negative, meaning that the change is bad news and needs to be countered. In thermoregulation, it's negative feedback that tells the hypothalamus when you're overheated and you need to sweat, or that you're really cold and you may need to shiver in order to generate heat.
pros and cons. Pros. Life of organisms become less dependent on the external environment. The organisms can live in a wider range of habits, as the species can live in Earth with variable conditions. The organism can increase and decrease its metabolic rate according to the requirements. A controlled internal environment enables more efficient and economic metabolic reactions. Enzymes can function at the optimum level ensuring metabolic balance. Disease. Disease-impaired homeostasis. Homeostatic imbalance. Most diseases and or disorders resulting from homeostatic imbalance. With aging, the organs of the body and control systems become less efficient. The internal environment becomes less stable, with risk of illness or injury. Different situations can cause an imbalance of the internal environment and compromise the functionality of the organization. External: heat, cold, mechanical trauma, or lack of oxygen. Internal: exercise, high blood pressure, pain, tumors, ulcers. Strange situations: bleeding, Parkinson's, exposure to exercise, dust, of radiation. Severe infection, surgical operations. Stress. This situation causes the imbalance of the internal environment and life stream. Stress is an adaptive response to change in the external environment because the individual has the ability to acclimate to the environment. They are still the trained internal balance.
Stress is a part of life, and it's not always a bad part of life. Most of us enjoy good stress in small doses, like roller coasters, watching sports, or even a scary movie. That's the kind of stress that keeps us young and on our toes. Then there's bad stress, or worse, chronic stress. Negative stress isn't just in your head. It can affect us both mentally and physically. Stress hormones in the body for extended periods of time can physically age our cells. So when you're stressed at work or home, your cells look and act older, making you look older and even impacting your immune system. Not only does it add years to your appearance, it can also affect your memory, making brain cells shrink permanently. Even short-term stress can make it hard for you to remember simple things. The good news is, you can manage stress now to prevent more damage to your body and mind tomorrow. Stress management is a skill that can be learned. Check out Blue KC's Tips to Manage Stress video for ways to beat stress for a longer, healthier, and happier life.
Stressful sensation. Uncertain information, overload, danger, failure of self-control, threatening to self-esteem and esteem of others. Main psychological disorders: cardiovascular, hypertension, coronary artery disease, tachycardia, arrhythmias, migraine, headache. B. Respiratory, bronchial asthma, hyperventilation, syndrome, allergy. C. Gastrointestinal, Perit, ulcer, colitis. Muscle, tics, tremor, spasms, back pain. Dermatology, acne. Sexual, premature ejaculation painful intercourse, vaginal ulcer, genital herpes. Genital herpes is an infection caused by the herpes simplex virus or the A remains in certain nerve cells of the body for life and can cause sporadic symptoms in some infected patients. How is spread? Having sex with a person having an herpes outbreak. However, sometimes a person can have an outbreak and have no visible injury. Symptoms of a person infected with a genital herpes. The first signs of an outbreak genital herpes include itching or burning in the genital or anal area, pain in the legs, buttocks, or genital area, vaginal discharge. Treatment for genital herpes. Although there is no cure to genital herpes, you should see a doctor so that the disease does not worsen during a peak episode of herpes. Keep the infected area clean and dry. Avoid touching the lesions. Avoid sexual contact for the moment you feel the symptoms until the lesion has completely healed. That is, when the scab has fallen off and new skin has formed in the place where the injury was.
Hello, and welcome to Online Derm Clinic. I'm Dr. Chris Schock. In this tutorial, we'll talk about therapeutic options for the very common reactivation of chickenpox known as herpes zoster, also known as shingles. So let's delve into the therapeutic options for herpes zoster. Again, it's also known as shingles, and it presents as a localized, painful, blistery rash. It does not cross the midline of the body. Well, if you have zoster, it's important to initiate early therapy. There are oral and intravenous or IV antivirals. Usually oral antivirals are treatment enough. There are a few cases where zoster may involve the ear or the eye, where intravenous or IV antivirals are recommended. Ocular involvement or disseminated zoster, what that means is you have shingles or zoster and you're immune suppressed, and the rash isn't just confined to one region, it can spread over much of the body, kind of like chickenpox. That may require hospitalization because of the potential for internal involvement. Again, early therapy is important because it decreases the severity of the condition, and it also decreases the chance of developing what's called post-herpetic neuralgia, which is persistent shingles pain. That can last for months or in some cases years. Well, what are we going to do about it? Well, antivirals. There are three main antivirals that we use. One is called acyclovir, one is valacyclovir, and one is famciclovir. Usually treatments last for about 7 to 10 days, and these can all be taken orally. Prednisone in certain cases is recommended, but that's really only for cases where there is severe pain or where the eye is involved or if the ear is involved, then prednisone is recommended. We think it might decrease some of the damage to the nerves in those very sensitive areas. Pain control is important because this can be excruciatingly painful in some cases. Sometimes oral narcotics are used to control the pain. Sometimes simply non-steroidal anti-inflammatories like ibuprofen or Tylenol can also be used. There are some pain-modulating drugs such as gabapentin, pregabalin, or amitriptyline that can be used. These modulate the way our brains perceive the pain, and they're good for more long-term pain control in post-herpetic neuralgia. Zoster prevention. Well, there is a vaccine known as Zostavax. It's a live attenuated virus. So that means it's the varicella virus, but it's a weakened form. The CDC recommends that all people age 60 and over receive the Zostavax to prevent zoster. It's not given if you're on immune suppressives such as prednisone, cyclosporin, or anti-inflammatory drugs known as biologics. So if you're going to be placed on one of these drugs, your doctor may want to give you the Zostavax prior to initiating therapy on immune suppressive therapies. The Zostavax reduces your risk of developing shingles or herpes zoster by about 70%. Well, I hope you found this tutorial on zoster therapy helpful. As always, thank you for allowing us to participate in your care.